Have you ever felt like everything is falling apart, yet you still find hope? It seems like a paradox, doesn't it? A puzzling indeed, one that author Mark Manson explores in his intriguing book, Everything is Fucked, a book about hope. A paradox that, strangely enough, lies at the very heart of our existence. In our darkest hours, when the world appears bleak and our spirits are low, we often find a glimmer of hope. The spark that keeps us going, that makes us believe in a brighter tomorrow, is the expectation of a better future that often arises from the ashes of despair. Manson dives deep into that very paradox, exploring the human capacity to maintain hope in the face of adversity. He introduces us to the concept of hope narratives, a fascinating idea that seeks to explain how we construct hope in our lives. Hope narratives are the stories we tell ourselves, the narratives we believe in, that keep us afloat when the sea of life gets stormy. They're the tales of resilience and triumph that we cling to, the ones that remind us that no matter how hard the winds of fate may blow, we have the strength to weather the storm. And not just about personal hope narratives. As a society, we share collective hope narratives too. These are the stories that bind us together, that make us feel a part of something bigger, something meaningful. They're narratives that give us a sense of belonging, of purpose, and ultimately of hope. But hope narratives aren't just about resilience. They're also about gratitude, about recognizing and valuing the positive aspects of our existence, even when everything seems to be going wrong. It's about redirecting our attention away from what is lacking and towards what we already possess. The hope might seem elusive when everything is falling apart, but as we will discover, it's precisely in these moments that hope can be most potent. After all, it's often in the face of adversity that the most profound transformations occur. And through such transformations, we find hope and ultimately a sense of peace. We live in an era of unprecedented comfort, yet we are more discontent than ever. Why is that? This is a question that Mark Manson grapples with in his book, Everything is Fucked, a book about hope. Manson argues that we are experiencing a crisis of hope, and a major contributing factor to this crisis is our constant pursuit of comfort. We've been led to believe that comfort equals happiness. The more comfortable we are, the happier we should be. But the reality is far from this. Our pursuit of comfort has ironically made us more unhappy and dissatisfied. We've become so comfortable that we've lost sight of what truly matters. We've become numb to our surroundings and the experiences in our lives that should bring us joy and fulfillment. This may sound paradoxical, but Manson suggests that comfort alone isn't the key to happiness. In fact, it's the struggle and adversity that often lead to feelings of fulfillment and contentment. Struggle creates a sense of purpose, a direction to move towards. It keeps us grounded and reminds us of our human nature. Think about it. When everything is comfortable, there's nothing to fight against, nothing to overcome. We become complacent, and complacency breeds discontent. In contrast, when we face adversity, we are compelled to act, to change, to grow. Through this process, we find hope and meaning. The irony is that in our pursuit of a life devoid of any struggle or discomfort, we've lost our ability to hope. We've forgotten that hope is not born out of comfort, but out of the desire and the struggle to make things better. So it seems that the discomfort we so desperately try to avoid might be the very thing we need to embrace. It's uncomfortable, yes, but perhaps it's necessary for our growth, for our happiness, for our hope. In the absence of real struggles, we invent artificial ones. We are creatures of contrast, after all. This is the uncomfortable truth that we need to face. It's not about seeking comfort, but about appreciating the value of struggle and how it can lead us to discover hope amidst despair. What if the antidote to our discontent lies in a simple yet profound shift in perspective? Now, that's a thought worth pondering. In his book, Everything is Fucked, a book about hope, Mark Manson introduces us to the concept of gratitude as a powerful tool for cultivating hope. We often find ourselves caught in the trap of always wanting more, never satisfied with what we have. It's a cycle of discontent that seems never ending. But what if we could break free from it? Manson suggests that gratitude could be our escape hatch. It's not just about saying thank you, it's about genuinely valuing and recognizing the positive aspects of our existence. It's about appreciating the little things, the everyday miracles that we often take for granted. Imagine watching the sunrise, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, hearing the laughter of a loved one, or even enjoying a good book. These are all simple pleasures that bring joy to our lives, yet we often overlook them in our pursuit of more. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can transform our perspective. It's like turning the lens of a camera to bring the beautiful details into focus while blurring out the distractions. Suddenly, we see the world in a different light, a world filled with abundance rather than scarcity. This shift in perspective doesn't just make us feel better in the moment, it has a lasting impact. It creates a sense of contentment, a feeling of enough. It makes us realize that we already have so much to be grateful for, so much to cherish, and in doing so, it helps us cultivate hope. But let's make one thing clear. Gratitude isn't about denying the negatives in life. It's about choosing to focus on the positives. It's about acknowledging the darkness but choosing to step into the light. It's about finding the silver lining in every cloud, the opportunity in every challenge, and the beauty in every moment. Gratitude isn't about denying the negatives in life. It's about choosing to focus on the positives. So how do we navigate through despair and find hope when everything seems to be falling apart? In the face of adversity, Mark Manson suggests a few thought-provoking approaches. First, we must embrace discomfort. It's natural to shy away from things that make us uncomfortable, but when we face them head-on, they often lose their power over us. Think of it this way. Discomfort is not an enemy to be avoided. It's a compass guiding us towards growth and transformation. Secondly, we must question our values. What are we holding on to that is causing us pain? Are these things truly important, or are we clinging to them out of habit or fear? Manson argues that often our despair is rooted in values that no longer serve us. By questioning these, we can let go of what's holding us back and open ourselves to new possibilities. But perhaps the most transformative tool in our arsenal is cultivating gratitude. This isn't about ignoring the negatives or glossing over the hardships. Rather, it's about acknowledging the good in our lives, even when it's hard to find. It's about recognizing the beauty in the mundane, the extraordinary in the ordinary, the light in the darkness. Gratitude, Manson suggests, is a powerful lens through which we can view our lives, one that can shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. Navigating through despair is not about denying the pain or pretending everything's fine. It's about acknowledging the discomfort, questioning our values, and embracing gratitude. It's about finding the strength within ourselves to keep going, to keep hoping, even when it seems impossible. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to navigate through despair. Everyone's journey is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. But by embracing discomfort, questioning our values, and cultivating gratitude, we give ourselves the best chance of finding hope amidst the chaos. When we embrace the uncomfortable truth of life, we can find hope in the most unlikely places. So, what can we take away from Mark Manson's Everything is Fucked, a book about hope? Firstly, the book unravels the puzzling paradox of hope. We often see hope as a beacon, a light that guides us through the darkest times. But Manson proposes that hope can also be a double-edged sword. It can fuel our dreams, but it can also feed our anxieties. It can inspire us to strive for more, but it can also make us feel inadequate when we fall short. It's a delicate balancing act, and understanding this paradox is the first step towards harnessing the true power of hope. Next, we delve into the uncomfortable truth of comfort. We often associate comfort with happiness, but Manson suggests that too much comfort can breed discontent. When we are too comfortable, we can become complacent, lose our drive, and stop growing. This idea challenges us to step out of our comfort zones, to seek challenges and growth, even when it feels uncomfortable. Then, we encounter the transformative power of gratitude. It's not just about saying thank you, it's about truly appreciating the good in our lives, even when things seem bleak. By focusing on what we have instead of what we lack, we can elevate our mood, increase our satisfaction, and find joy in the simplest things. Gratitude is a powerful tool, and when wielded wisely, it can change our perspective and our lives. Finally, we learn about strategies for navigating through despair. When things go wrong, it's easy to lose hope. But Manson argues that hope isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we create. This idea empowers us to take control of our emotions, to choose hope over despair, and to find light in the darkest corners. In the face of despair, hope isn't something that simply happens to us. It's something we create. And perhaps that is the most empowering truth of all.